If you ever have a vocal recording session and the vocalist goes to the mic, maybe it's you, the vocalist, and the vocal chain is just not that good, you might lose inspiration and you might not get that take that you really want for that record. So in this video, I'm gonna show you exactly how to build a vocal chain for recording, so right when you hit record, it sounds amazing. Now, I'm gonna use, to be fair, just a $40 microphone. This is the Shure SM48, so anyone can get this microphone for 40 bucks and some Waves plugins, and you're off. So let's build a chain right now in this video. Now, before we start the video, definitely subscribe to the channel if you're not already. There's gonna be a lot of really great tutorials and videos coming out from great creators, and I don't want you guys to miss any of that. All right, so I have this session here. It's just drums and bass, and it feels cool. I'm ready to record vocals on it, or at least start cutting some melody ideas. Let's listen to the track. All right, really cool vibe, kind of Motown-y, indie pop, indie rock. I don't know. That's just my style. I love that kind of stuff. So as we build this chain, the first thing I want to think about is what is the genre, right? The genre to me is kind of like this indie retro vibe. So let's start out our chain with a little tuning, because first of all, the vocalist, i.e. me, I'm gonna need some tuning, right? So let's go to Waves Tune here, and we'll do Waves Tune real time. I know the key of the song, and you should always know the key of the song as you are the recording engineer, you're the producer, or maybe you're even the artist. So figure out the key before you get started. Set the key right. So I know this is in C sharp, minor pentatonic. And I love that Waves real-time tune has all of these minor pentatonic, major pentatonic, etc. This is really nice. It even has it with the blue note or with a flat third. Just like really, really helpful to get things going and get it locked in perfectly. So minor pentatonic, and I'm going to adjust the note transition to about 70 or so. That's usually where I like it. And I'm gonna take the speed back to about 20. So this is just like a good starting point for me. You can just pick generic for your vocal if you don't know what range you're gonna be in. And because I'm using this as a writing tool, I'm just gonna keep it on generic. Now, before I go any further, I just wanna check this mic and just hear it before any plugins at all. So let's check it out. Check, check. Hey, hey, hey. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, one thing I'm noticing is a little latency because of the plugins on the master bus. So I'm gonna turn those off and my latency is gone. So now I'm gonna turn on Waves Tune, real time. Yeah, 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 ba-da-da-da-da. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Great, it's in pitch. But you notice that the microphone is kind of nasally and doesn't sound that great. So let's get into the next plugins. So the next plugin I'm gonna throw on is just a little compression to keep everything very even. Especially with a dynamic microphone, you want things to be very even because you're gonna get, you know, fluctuations with the volume up and down as you pull away from the microphone. Unless you could just be perfect and just have it in one spot all the time, you definitely want some compression. So for this, I'm going to do the CLA 76, which I just absolutely love. I use it in every session. Now for this vocal, I just want a smooth compression. So I'm gonna do the Blackie, and I'm gonna look for about 5 to 7 dB of compression on the gain reduction. So make sure you're metering gain reduction here. And simple to do, we'll just play it and I'll adjust the attack and release. Typically, the attack and release are very, very fast on the CLA 76. Actually, in microseconds for the attack, so it's really, really fast. So I'm going to just kind of slow it down a little bit. Let's go to about 4 or so. I like it right around there. And then on the release, I want to go a little faster. I want to go maybe 6 to 7, right? I'm going to go pretty quick there. Now for the input, it's a fixed threshold input. So when you push into it, you're going to get more gain, but you're also going to get more gain reduction as well because of the FET circuitry in there. It's a feedback circuitry built into this plugin, i.e. the hardware as well. And then the output is just a makeup gain. So typically if you push the input quite a bit, it's going to get louder. So you take the output down. All right. And I'm going to keep it at 4 to 1. So let's try to get this in a good spot. Check, check. Hey, yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Check, 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 check. Yeah. That sounds great to me. I actually slowed down the attack just a little bit more. And on the CLA 76, it's opposite. So if you turn it to 7, that's the fastest attack. And 7 on the release is the fastest release. If you turn it to 1, it's going to be the slowest. They're still very fast both ways. So it's just the way it is. Now, next up, I want to do just a little bit of EQ shaping. So I'm going to go to the SSL EQ, which is great for cutting. And I noticed right away that that I don't want some of this bottom weird low end stuff. So I'm going to turn the filter on here. And I'm going to do some high passing up to about 100 hertz or so. And let's listen as we adjust. Obviously, that's always smart to do. Check, check, check. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, yeah. Starting to sound really good. For the low frequencies, I'm hearing some congestion around the 200 to 300 area. So let's go to about 220 or so. And let's just take that down a little bit. Check, 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 check. Now let's go to the low mids. And I'm hearing this like really boxy nasally kind of vibe. So let's go around 5 to 800. Typically find that's where you're going to hear the nasal stuff. So let's see. Let's just search. Sometimes I'll peak it up a little bit just to hear it. Hey, hey, hey. Yeah, check, 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 check. There it is. Let's take that down. Check, check, check. Hey, yeah, yeah. Much better. Now, to give myself some mids because of the song it is, I'm going to push about 1K here. And I'm going to widen out the Q on this so we can really focus on the vocal area. So I'm going to go to about 1K here, and I'm just going to boost this a little bit. Hey, and we get a little more clarity. The vocal starts to go forward, which is great. So as I take this down, there goes my vocal. Hello. There's my vocal again. Hey. All right. And then lastly, I want to do some high top stuff. Maybe around 12 to 13K. I want to shelf up. Check, check. Hey, yeah, yeah. Now let's turn on the master bus stuff. Check, check. Woo, that's sounding crispy, baby. Yeah, you hear me? Bam, bam, bam. Yeah, 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 yeah. Woo. Juggling all sorts of microphones over here. Woo, woo. All right. Now I have a really good, just kind of like solid bass foundation for my vocal. Now I want to add some effects. Just a little bit of sauce. And typically what I do for that, especially for this genre, because I absolutely love the slap delay in it, is the CLA vocals. So let's go to the CLA vocals and let's add a little slap and reverb. This plugin is magic, like truly magic. So I'm going to take this to the lower. I don't really like the sub very much, unless I'm dealing with a vocal that needs a little bit more, ooh, you know, some lift there. I'm going to keep everything else. I might push a little bit of that push. That's a parallel compression actually on this plugin, which a lot of people don't know about. I learned that from Jason Joshua. And then we have a tight reverb. I like maybe the large reverb for this sound, and the slap delay, we're going to jack that up. And then on the stereo widening, you can leave it where it's at. Sometimes it sounds a little too affected when you turn this up. So I try to keep this down just a little bit, but if I need it, it'll kind of widen out the center of the vocal, which is really nice. Now let's hear this, what I have on these settings. Hey, woo, that sounds amazing. All right, if you want a little more bite or top, you could throw that on, but that's just a little too crispy for me. Let's go bite, check, 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 and make sure you're paying attention to your gain here. So gaining in, gaining out, woo! All right, and let's hear it in the mix. Baby, what you gonna do when it baby? Sounding pretty incredible, right? So that's all from a $40 microphone and a few plugins. If you wanted to go a little bit further with this, you could throw some de-essing on it. But let's hear before and after. So this is with everything, and this is the vocal going through the chain, Waves Tune, CLA 76, SSL, EQ, and the CLA vocals all together now. Let's hear before and after. So there you go. Now it's just about gain staging, and maybe the last thing I would do on this is give it just a little de-essing and just adjust the taste. So maybe you don't have a male singer in, you got a female singer in doing this retro vintage vibe. Just adjust some things, right? It's about the EQ. Where's their nasal? It may come up a little bit if it's female, right? It might go down a little bit more if the male vocal goes, hey, it's got me going crazy for you, you know? So just play around with the chain. And if you guys want the chain, let me know in the comments and I'll drop a little link for you to grab it on the Studioverse. Happy to share it with you guys. And that's really it. That's a $40 microphone going through 1, 2, 3, 4 plugins, and that's the sound you're getting. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. There's going to be a lot of cool game coming for you guys from a lot of great creators. All right, I'll see you next time. Peace.